Hello today, and today I'm going to try and have a game of F-16 Combat Pilot on the Commodore Amiga, and this is a game request by Doctor Stagger. Okay, now I've never played this game in my life, and it's a flight combat simulator, and apparently it's quite an in-depth one, so I may struggle here. Now I have played try to have a few games of it. Quick start, it's not exactly a quick start because you just fly about, and I was hoping you would just go into a quick scenario shooting down planes or shooting down something. No, you don't. You just fly about. Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to go to missions. Okay, we'll just continue with that. This game only comes on one disc, and there's a lot of game here just for one disc. So we've got different. What will be the easiest? Perhaps a scramble mission. What's this? Watch over. So obviously you're going to need the manual, because that'll tell you the keys you need to use, because there's a lot of keys you're going to need in this game. Let's go for a scrambles. I'm only taking that's going to be quite easy. Well, it ain't. It ain't going to be quite easy. So command. So mission scramble. Call sign Falcon. Intercept and approaching MiGs. Intercept 2 approaching MiGs. Right, okay. So where would the MiGs be coming from? Right, weather, waypoint. Right. Okay. So let's go for weapons. So it's where you arm up your plane. So you can do it yourself if you want, or you can let the ground crew do it for you, like I'm doing. So exit out of that. Right, what's this? Weather factors, or we don't give a shit about the weather. Right. Alright. So you can adjust it if you want, but we're not going to touch it. Let's take off and hope for the best. If I can get those 2 MiGs, then this review will be a success. When I say it's a review, it's just me, you know, what I think of the game. I think a lot of people know that by now. I've been doing this almost 10 years, doing the same old shit. And if people don't get it by now, well, that's your problem, not mine. Right, so got to use the plus key. So then we'll take off the brakes. Push it again, you get afterburner. Right. So pull back on the stick, and we've taken off. Isn't that great? Put up your undercarriage. I'm taking it, the undercarriage went up. Right, let's have a look at. You can push D for dogfight mode. Now I think you need to pay attention to the. Oh fucking hell! The weather's looking shit. Oh, I flew through a cloud. Flying for another cloud. Right, let's take it off afterburner. Oh. So I think I've got a weapon lock on, but I can't see him. Right. Right, what's that? Is that... Right, push F1. Right, take it there, the MiGs. Right. Right, let's turn towards the MiGs. Hopefully that's the MiGs right there, which are flying in white. They're in white. Let's go towards them and hopefully get a bit of a combat situation going on. Right. I bet I am doing it wrong, of course I am. Am I going to see anything? Anything in front of me? So the graphics look pretty good. Well, let's get that out of the way. Yep, graphics look good. Sound fine. Right. Put it in combat mode. If I do any combat is another thing. I don't know what that's fucking bleeping. Right, there's a river coming up there. Am I going to see anything across the river? The fucking weather's shit, I know that. Right, what's coming up here? Oh, it's gone blue, so okay. Probably flying in the wrong completely direction. Oh, what's that? Yeah, so if well, at least we can take off. That's one good thing we can do. Can't find any fucking MiGs. So put the weapons on. We can tab through our weapons. Well, they're cannons. What's that down there, I wonder? Right, that's the edge of the map. Ah, fucking hit the ground. Fucking hell. Well, that was a good mission, wasn't it? I managed to take off and crash. Fantastic. Well, the controls work all right, but this is a very, very in-depth game. I think it's way too in-depth for me. Way too in-depth. I'm used to like FAE Interceptor. That was got you into the game. Let's try that. Well, as I said, we probably weren't going to see any combat anyway. Right, weapons. Right, let the groundwork do it, and let's go. Mission. Mission. Right. Targets. 167. Targets. Right, 167. I think we've got to take note of the 167. Right, take off. I think that's your waypoint. As I said, this is way too in depth for me. Now what is this? So we got to taxi out the hangar. So we've got a taxi out the hangar. Yeah, this is for people that love in-depth flight simulators. This is the game for you, I think. It's certainly not the game for me. I like combat flight simulators, but not this in-depth. It is quite an in-depth flight simulator. Right, watch your speed. I'm in a fucking aeroplane. Watch my speed. Right, so I'm going to have to go onto the runway. Right, here we go. What one's the runway? Right, let's throttle it. No, 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 no. Fuck, fuck. That's not the runway. Oh my goodness. Oh, it ain't going too well, this review, is it? It's not going too well. So, mission selection. So you got a taxi out of that. Even if you go to training, it doesn't seem to help you. I've done training on when I weren't doing recording. It's the same thing, but it don't tell you nothing. What's Gladiator? Head to head, baud rate. What's all this? Red leader, blue leader, take off. I don't get what all this is. Take off. I just want to see some fucking combat action, that's all. Right, okay. Right, why ain't the plane working? Hang on, why can't I start the plane up? Oh, for fuck's sake. Now the fucking plane ain't starting up. So what do I do? Has the game crashed? Because now I can't start the fucking plane. This game is way too advanced for me. Way too advanced. Now I think the game's crashed because I can't start the plane. Yeah, I think it's way too advanced for me to play. It is way too complicated. See, I like F-18 Interceptor. As a game you could get into, it was easy to get into, and Fighter Bomber was a lot easier than this. This is way too complicated for me, and I can't start the fucking plane. I think it's crashed. Hang on. No, it ain't crashed. No, it ain't crashed, but I can't start the plane for some reason. So yeah, so there must be something I'm doing something wrong. So yeah, you're going to be spending a lot of time playing this. If you're new to the game, good fucking luck, because I can't fucking. It's just too complicated for me. Way too complicated. I might have, if I was younger, I probably would have spent time trying to play it, but I don't know if I would. I don't know. It's quite a complex game. Anyway, I mean the graphics look good, sounds good, but I think the game's just too complicated for what it needs to be. I just wish there was an option you can just quick play, but there ain't. Even if you go to quick mission, you're just taking off and flying around. So training doesn't really do nothing either. I think you got to consult the manual on this game. Yeah, too complicated for me. Anyway, going to end this now. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, and goodbye.